Morning from Northern Canada, Alberta to be specific. Charmin asked me to film this video for you as a graduation words of inspiration for the journey of self-discovery that you are following with her. I do apologize if I look rather tired. This is not the most professional um, video, but I'm on day 13 of a 16-day rotation, and I work 13-hour shifts in a mine and some very difficult work, so I'm a little tired. Hang on. There we go. Let's go like this. There's no glare there. First of all, thank you, Charmin, for asking me to film, to add some words of inspiration to your graduates, and I hope that whatever I say helps. A journey of self-discovery for myself has been an absolute necessity in transforming who I used to be to figuring out who I am today. It's been vital and a huge important step of my life. Had I not done that, had I not taken the time to figure out who Kathy really was underneath, all the masks that we wear on a daily basis, I wouldn't be sitting here today in the mine. Like I said, I operate the biggest equipment in the world, and there's no possible way I would be here had I not done that then. I spent a total of 2 years in a women's recovery center where I lived there permanently, and all I did was Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 was work on Kathy. I had to unravel so many layers of pain and despair and figuring out who I was beneath all the lies that I've been fed since I was a child. Like big lies, things that, I'm awful, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'll never amount to nothing, I'm a worthless piece of skin, I pollute the air, and just on and on and on and on and on. And it was really, really hard for me to take all that and flip it around and understand that I'm freaking awesome. For someone who would never amount to nothing, look, number one, at the truck that I drive. Yes, that's me standing beside there. The book that I wrote. I drive a house, literally. And for someone who's incapable of doing anything good, for the last 7 years, I travel the world. I work with women in shelters. I work with youth in schools. Juveniles in rehab centers. I go to prisons. I work with communities. So had I listened to all the BS from other people, number one, I wouldn't have been a nurse before all this either. So I had to learn the hard way to not rely on other people's opinions of me and to actually discover for myself who I really am. And that took a lot of pain, that took a lot of tears, a lot of puzzle piecing together. It's not easy, but let me tell you one thing, it is unbelievably worth it. The one message that I hope to give you is that regardless of where you've been, what you're doing, the mistakes that you made, the guilt that you carry, poor choices, it's just that. We're human. We make wrong decisions. That's how we learn. We do something and then realize, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like, that was not so smart. But so what, right? That's how you learn. The biggest thing in this mining job and operating this big equipment has taught me that it's okay to make a mistake, admit it, learn from it, and then just move on. Nobody hangs on to it here. I mean, I make some whoop-de-doozy mistakes in front of the entire mine. You got 500 people, and I had to learn to say, yeah, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have gone down that road, but I did, and now I know, and I won't do it again, right? So that's being human. But the problem with us is that we have this image of trying to be perfect, and we can't show that we make mistakes. We have this image that society tells us we have to live behind a white picket fence and have this house and kids and great job, and it's so full of baloney that it's unrealistic, especially in today's day. So if you can unravel all that and find the illusions that are weaving this mask above your eyes, remove it, take a deep look at yourself, well, that's the beginning of a whole new you. That's the beginning of you recognizing just how beautiful you are inside. I mean, we are all a divine spark of God, so how can that be a bad thing, right? We weren't born this way. Our life, the way we grew up, has a big impact in that, has a big part to play. But that doesn't mean that you can't change it in any single moment in the day, that you can't take something that's going on in your life and you just put a stop and say, okay, I'm going to back up here. That's enough. And reevaluate and learn from it, right? One of the tricks that I have learned in my life is to, when there's negativity around, and I have had a lot, like a lot of negativity, I've had to learn to step back and elevate myself above that. I've had to vibrate higher than whatever is going on in my life that I don't like. Excuse me. It's not an easy task by far. I'm just going to put this down. It's not an easy task by far, but it is a necessity if you want to not be involved in that type of frequency. And especially now with this COVID, there's so much of that negativity going on that it will affect you if you let it. Just don't let it. Don't watch the news as much. Don't hang out in gossip. Don't fall into that trap of fear that people are living in. You don't have to. You have your own mind. You make your own choices. And if you think enough is enough, well, just step away. Reevaluate. There's so many resources out there today that can help you take that next step that you need to take. A little bit of my history is that since I was a very small child, tons of sexual abuse, tons of family violence. I used to escape to the doghouse and started running away from home when I was 7 because that was the safest place for me. Lots of rapes and beatings, and I should be dead 10 times over. Excuse me. But God has left me here clearly for a reason, so I'm using whatever time that is left to me to elevate myself to a different level and create a platform so I can spread the message of hope that change is possible. I mean, was it 9 years ago, I had lost my nursing career. I'd been strangled to the point of completely losing my voice. I was an alcoholic. I couldn't function. I lost everything I owned. I ended up drunk and homeless on the streets. And you want to talk depressed? Like, holy mother. But it was a man named Toothless Joe that slapped me on the back. To this day, I say it's a God smack. And he's like, this is the life, live it, love it. And I'm like, excuse me? I said, this is not my life. Just like that. I looked at my surroundings and I made a decision that I wasn't going to spend another minute there. I turned around, I went to the hospital, I detoxed. And that's when I started retaking some necessary steps to look at my life, to look at me, and figure out the problem. It's necessary. It was painful. It didn't kill me. So what? You go down memory lane. So you cry. So you write your letters of forgiveness, your letters of anger. But it was a very important step that I needed to take. Just a minute here. Sorry, blowing my nose. When I look back at everything that I've had to accomplish, it all started with a decision that I'm not going to live like this anymore. As simple as that. And what I realized, it's not who I thought I was that was holding me back. It was who I thought I wasn't. And what I mean by that is I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm never skinny enough. My life is not like anybody else's. I don't fit in. I'm, the 10,000 excuses that you can make. That is what's going to keep you a prisoner in your own mind. You have to somehow break those ties, break free from the attachment that you're not good enough. If you're breathing, you're good enough. Period. Doesn't matter what you look like, what you don't look like, what this, what that. Nothing matters but your mind, the decision that you make, and how you view your situation. How you look at your current position in life, your current status, your current situation is what will either keep you there or take you to the next step and the next step and the next step to get out of that or to change. Period. No one can do it for you. You have to do it. You have to cry the tears. You have to figure out these obstacles on your path and climb over them. I have had so many obstacles. Oh my gosh. Like so many. But it was my decision, my determination to overcome them, to say, you're not getting to me. I have a goal I need to achieve, and I'm going to get there. Whether I knock down the mountain, whether I crawl around it, whether I climb it, whatever I do, I'm going to get to the other side. And it's that determination that has got me driving the biggest truck in the world. This picture, you can't really see it. Let's see, this is my first day on site. I hadn't even been on the truck yet. And I'm crying tears of absolute shock because I'm actually thinking of Toothless Joe, because 2 years before this picture was taken, I'm standing drunk on the street with him. And I'm just like, oh my God, how does this even happen? Like, how did I end up here in Tonkaland? Right? So you have to recognize your accomplishments as well, not just focus on the negativity, on the mistakes that you made. That's a big part of it as well. It's 4:22 in the morning here. I have to get ready for work. I have another 13-hour shift. I don't fly home till June 3rd, so it's a long time. I'm very tired. But I wanted to say, if for those that are graduating and for the next steps, whatever, this is actually the beginning. Now that you've done some work on yourself, now that you were able to, look at yourself and do some things, this is where it actually starts. This is where you start to look at things in your life in a different way and try and reassess and think, okay, well, this wasn't working for me, so let me try this, or maybe I need to do this. So this is where it gets hard. And if you ever need a boost, a little word of encouragement, feel free to contact me personally. You can reach me on Instagram, Blue Star Blogger, bluestarblogger.com. Facebook, Kathy Tuccaro. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Or even my website, kathytuccaro.com. And I will, if you reach out to me, I will send you, I wrote the Dream Big Workbook, Chapter 1 and 2, which is about 20 questions each on fear and loneliness, and I will forward to you that as a gift. No problem. I can send you the ebook if you want for my book. Or if you live in the States or in Canada, I can send you the actual copy. I do go to the Caribbean once a year, and I plan on going in November and always bring books with me then. In the meantime, I'm always available for, a quick chat. Messenger is a good way to contact me as well. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'm really glad that you reached out to Charmin. She's an amazing, amazing woman that I am very blessed to have worked with side by side. So, in saying all this, I wish you the best, and don't forget, vibrate higher than everybody else, and you'll radiate that light just fine. Okay, hang in there. Bye.